All right. Welcome, everyone. Oh, man. What a jam-packed night of wrestling, right? Oh, so much to talk about, so much to go through, so much to discuss. Let's get to it. Impact kicks off with the BTI match, Shira versus Jake Something. This was just a powerhouse match. It was just a brutal match. Hoss fight. Jake Something landed a big move, but Raju got on the apron trying to distract Jake Something, but he got clotheslined by Shira. Jake Something capitalized and got the victory. Yes, during the match, Rohit tried getting involved, and it ended up costing Shira the victory. Not all bad guys win. Hey, Jared. What a way to kick off BTI though. That was a great match. Now the actual main event, or the main show of the night, Impact Wrestling, kicks off with Sabin and Rhino. This was a fantastic match. Hey, Io, right? Io. Kicks the night off with Sabin and Rhino. This was a fantastic match. Everything was great about it, and Sabin with the advancement in the win. Yes, this was a great match. VBD didn't get involved. Io. Yes, Io. Okay. I remember that. Io. Sabin with the victory. Yes. This match was very fun. It was a fantastic match. I don't remember if VBD got involved because there was so much going on tonight. I can't remember every single detail. I only have what's on my notes. So yeah, it was a good match though. I remember that much. Next, we run into a pissed off Brian Myers because he lost last week. He then gets a surprise tarot reading from Rosemary. She says it's his ego holding him back. He calls the reading bullshit, and then is punished by Taurus with a vicious headbutt. So they'll face at Under Siege, Brian Myers versus Black Taurus at Under Siege. Next, we have the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega having a little celebration, and they discuss every time the Good Brothers lose, their stock goes down. So tonight they are going to be coached by Kenny Omega, which, find out later, it actually worked. Io, you got it right. All right. Love when I get things right. Next up is Taylor Wilder versus Susan. How do I call this? Taylor with an impressive going out comes impressive going. Out comes Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K, watching ringside. A distraction by Kimberly. Taylor takes out Kimberly. Caleb carries her. While that is going on, Tennille traps Susan. Taylor then takes advantage and pins Susan. Tennille's trying to persist they team up. Taylor still says no. Not happening. No matter how many times Tennille helps Taylor win, there's no team up gonna happen. Chris Jericho should show up at Impact Wrestling. Yeah, that would be fun. I'd like to see that happen. Deanna is getting interviewed by Mean Gia, says she's not trying to avoid Taylor. Out comes Rosemary, calls her a coward. Havoc on the other side says she's a champion with no challenger. Tennille needs two friends. Out comes Rosemary, calls her a coward. Havoc on the other side says she's a champion with no challengers. Deanna was like, "You're right. I'm going to talk with Scott D'Amore right now and set a match for you and Rosemary to face each other. Winner gets to face me." So she was going to go to Scott D'Amore's office, but later in the night, she's seen running out the door, and Scott D'Amore stops her and says, "You know what? Your idea was great. We're going to make it official. Havoc and Rosemary versus each other, and winner gets you at Under Siege." So, fun stuff. WWW Morrissey gives an intense promo about he's here to make everyone feel the way he has felt. So yeah, he went on a long paragraph of a promo saying that he's endured most of agony most of his career, and that he's not held up by a person with a catchphrase. He said he's felt agony for the past 2 years and he's ready to spread his agony to others. I was blown away with his promo. It was actually really good. It was so good. I don't remember it word for word. All I remember is the word agony, the way people felt. It was a solid promo, and it was one you cannot repeat. So it was definitely a strong-ass fucking promo. Next up, the second qualifier of the night, Rohit Raju versus Trey Miguel. This was a really fun match, but Trey Miguel wins with his famous submission, the Hourglass submission. Yes, this was a very fun match, fun athletic match. Rohit Raju and Trey Miguel put on an instant classic. A lot of flying, a lot of flowing around, but in the end, Trey Miguel with the victory over Rohit Raju. I kind of want to see Rohit win, but Trey's on his singles push right now, so I kind of assumed Trey was going to win. Next up is Impact versus New Japan. Doc Gallows versus Juice Robinson. I'm going to read the comments at the end, guys, just so you know. Next up is Impact versus New Japan. Doc Gallows versus Juice Robinson. This was just a physical match. Gallows with the victory, and now they beat down on Finn Juice. Eddie Edwards comes out with the save, but the Good Brothers and Kenny are too much for them. Yes. During the match was pretty great, but it really showed more of an offense to I think Doc Gallows was more offensive in this match than Juice Robinson was, just from my point of view, anyways. But the match ended with Juice Robinson getting pinned, and then out comes Kenny Omega and Carl Anderson beating up Finn Juice. Eddie Edwards comes out, and then he gets overpowered by Kenny Omega and Finn and the Good Brothers. So their match is leading to Under Siege next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. So we get one more Impact before it. That needs to stop. We get one more Impact before Under Siege. This match. El Phantasmo debuted against VSK, a Joey Ryan knockoff. He looked exactly like Joey Ryan. I'm not gonna front and say it. I know we're not supposed to say his name, but it looked like a Joey Ryan knockoff. But he was nothing like Joey Ryan. He was actually really good in this match. But El Phantasmo was a little bit too much for him. He did the whole scratching on the back, the dirty heels tactics, put out more in offense, and then he did this thing with his foot. Apparently, this was a loaded boot, as they said it was a loaded boot, and super kicked VSK. El Phantasmo getting the win. Like, all right. Up next, Kiera Hogan versus Rachel Ellering. This was another fun match with a hard-fought fight. Rachel Ellering with the victory. Yeah, this was another fun match. Rachel Ellering was impressive as fuck in this match. So she got the win. Obviously, they're pushing Rachel Ellering to whatever they're planning on doing. But it was a fun match. And then backstage, they had a talk with themselves about saying, "Oh, Jordan Grace is a non-factor. You only won titles because you had Rachel Ellering, a second-generation superstar, backing you. You're a non-factor." And I'm like, I always get the non-factor and BS, but it ended up being that Jordan Grace will face Tasha Steelz next week, and they'll be getting their rematch clause at Under Siege for the titles. I think that was what was discussed. Next up is the main event match, Moose versus James Storm. Most of this match had Moose dominating James Storm and attacking his leg and knee area. This was pure dominating James Storm. Showed little offense because he couldn't fight off Moose. He got one last call in, but immediately buckled after the onslaught on his leg. During the match, after Storm got up, Moose did the spear or no jackhammer needed, and then to add insult to literal injury, he wrapped a chair around Storm's knee, then stomped on it. This was sending a message to the other 6 qualifying men. Yes, that was a very intense, methodical match. It was kind of difficult for me to watch. I do not like when people get technical and focus on injuring opponents. It's not something I like about this business, where you go out of your way to forcefully injure someone just to win the match. I don't like it. I don't like it when Deonna does it. I don't like it when Moose does it. Even though Moose is a dominant champion and he doesn't need to pull those kind of tactics. Just saying, I don't like when wrestlers go out of their way to injure other wrestlers by being technical, not shooting, by being technical. And that's attacking a ligament of the body. Focusing all your strength or attack on that ligament of the body that's doing most of the damage. James Storm had so much damage to his knee, he had to actually take off the bracer pads for it. He had to take off those heavy bracer pads on his leg to get some circulation back onto his leg. That's how intense this match was tonight. Nonetheless, I'm going to read the comments now. So let's see. Hi, Jared. What's up? Hi, Cody. What's up, Jared? Io. What's up? Io. You got it right. Yay. Jake something and Fallah Bob versus Rohit and Shera. Sounds like a good match. Chris Jericho should show up at Impact Wrestling. Yeah, but he obviously said in his podcast that's never going to happen. Chris Jericho thinks he's beneath Impact. Kind of furious when he said that. Deonna Purrazzo versus Rosemary versus Havoc in a triple threat match for Impact Knockouts Championship. Here's Jared with all the dream matches. I like that. Tenille needs 2 friends. Oh, Tenille. Lance Archer should show up at Impact Wrestling. Yes. Great promo from Morrissey. Morrissey is impressing me with his words. I'm not really impressed with his in-ring work yet, but the way he speaks demands attention, and we haven't had that from a wrestler in a long time. Well, Moose, when he speaks, he demands attention, so I guess that makes sense. Rohit really showed out. Yeah, Rohit was really strong in that match tonight. Sami Callihan versus Kenny Omega for Impact World Championship. That's probably the plan. A real Bullet Club member. Yes, one of the current Bullet Club members. El Phantasmo should win the X Division Championship. Thoughts on Marty Scurll? I have no thoughts on that douchebag. Yes, and you can quote me on that. I'm calling him a douchebag. Io his gimmick is wondering if his boot is loaded. I don't know. We saw him do something with his leg, so I think it might be loaded, but the referee didn't check, so I don't know. It could be his gimmick that it's not loaded, but when it's just that he's trying to make it look loaded, because I don't know if you can actually make a loaded boot legal. But if he's faking it and then the guy is selling it, I guess that makes sense. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if the boot is loaded or not, but D'Lo said it was loaded. He did that thing with his legs to make sure something was clicking. I don't know. I'm not El Phantasmo, so I don't know. Sami Callihan versus Moose. That'd be a good match. W. Morrissey versus Rhino. Good match. Guerrillas of Destiny should show up to Impact Wrestling and attack the Good Brothers. Possibly. Taylor is going to outwork everyone in this division. Yes, she's like the female version of Christian Cage. I like it. Fun stuff. We're having fun. So, yes, that's the end of the show, guys. I had a good time watching Impact tonight. Did you guys have a good time watching Impact tonight? Usher down in the comments below when this video is ended. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, share. I'm looking to broadcast my horizons. More people that get my word out there, the better. I'll also put the notification at the bottom, so you get notified whenever I'm on. I am usually on every Thursday. During the week, you might see a video clip from me, one of my video games or mobile apps, because this isn't just a wrestling channel. This is my channel where I post what I want to the viewers that might not like what I want. But anyways, I'm trying. I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking for a rising. I'm just trying to put the best out there so other people can enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this, and the more people that watch, the more people that supports, the more my audience grows, which I can help multiple people. So, anyways, that is the end. I'm going to read the last few comments. Pinnacle versus Violent by Design. That sounds like a great match. I watched. Okay, so 1 second. Let me talk about this. I actually watched AEW last night. There was a few reasons why I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see the Impact title on AEW is one of them, and I'm also a sucker for hardcore matches. So I was really stoked to see Blood and Guts. First, I'm gonna talk about what happened at during the match. Ethan Page tossed Darby Allin down a flight of stairs. Brutal. Like, that's not selling, that's not shooting. He just literally tossed Darby Allin down a flight of stairs. Concrete stairs. So I don't know if that was planned or not, but that was insane. Damn, Ethan. But later in the match, I saw Blood and Guts, and it was a good match. Like, every single of those guys got bloodied up. One person was bleeding or another. I think there was only one person that wasn't bleeding. That was Shawn Spears and Wardlow. But I think Wardlow was busted up at the end of the night. I think it was only Shawn Spears that wasn't bleeding. Or at least I don't remember him bleeding. But the match ended via surrender, with Jericho being threatened to be tossed off the cage. So Sammy Guevara said, okay, we surrender. The match is over. Don't do it. Don't do it. So they surrendered. They won the match, and Pinnacle MJF decided to toss Jericho off anyways. Now, I get the whole thing with him being a heel, but the fact that the guys know he's a heel and the guys are gonna be like, oh, we surrender, when they obviously know that he's gonna toss Jericho off the cage. He's not gonna let Jericho down off that cage willingly. I mean, it's MJF. He's not gonna let Jericho walk away. So them calling to surrender to end the match because they're scared of Jericho falling off the cage was stupid, in my opinion. It was a good match with a busted up finish, and yes, it made you hate MJF, which I really do. He's a douche. He's a douche nozzle. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the screwy finish about him being tossed off the cage. And they're like, oh yeah, we surrender. Don't do it. Don't do it. We surrender. And then he tosses him off anyways. I don't know. I just don't get that. I don't get AEW booking. Because even during that match, there was another thing I didn't get, and that was Britt Baker's 2-minute match with Julia Hart. The only women that were on that show that night were Julia Hart, a prospect or a young athlete helping herself into the business, versus Britt Baker in a less than a minute match. and you're showcasing your women talent for the full night in a 2-minute segment. No other woman was shown. And some people say they have the best women's division. They may have the best women athletes, but they sure as hell don't know how to showcase them. And that's on period. Now I'm going to read Jared's comments. Great show. Decay should win. Impact World Tag Team Championship. Yes, great show. Inner Circle versus Violent by Design. Apparently he wants Violent by Design to face the Pinnacle and Inner Circle versus VBD. Why don't we make it a triple threat match? Inner Circle versus VBD versus the Pinnacle. Great match booking from me. Chris Jericho versus MJF at Double or Nothing 2021, probably. Darby Allin and Lance Archer versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, probably. MJF is a scumbag. Yes, he is. I heard somewhere online that his initials stand for Major Jerkface, but I don't know if that's actually true. It was stupid at AEW Blood and Guts. Yeah, it was a very stupid finish. It's not even close. The AEW division needs to be established first. Yes, they may have some of the better female athletes that I'm a fan of, but they sure as hell don't know how to showcase them. Sami Callihan versus Lance Archer in an anything goes match. Sami's gonna die. I like your idea. Yes, my idea. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from AEW fans that are watching this. Enlighten me on helping me figure out how the booking goes, because I honestly didn't understand any of that booking last night. It was a great show. I was enthralled in it. I don't like picture by picture. That's one thing also that irritates me, is if you have a show that's going picture by picture, the show should be the bigger screen than the ads. And apparently Fight TV doesn't show ads, so I would love to watch it on Fight, but Fight is region exclusive, so I can't watch it on Fight. I have to watch it on Spectrum. So yeah, anyways, now that I've got that off my chest, I will be talking about Deonna Purrazzo versus Hikaru. Hikaru, right? Or Hikaru. No, it's Hikaru. Shida. I'm just going to call her Shida. I don't know how to pronounce her first name. I think it's Hikaru, because that sounds more Japan. Instead of Hikaru. No, even Hikaru sounds like Japan. Huh. I think it's Hikaru, though. Oh. I missed Kylie Ray. Madman Fulton versus Morrissey. Where is Madman Fulton? I didn't see him tonight. I didn't see Ace Austin tonight either. We all miss Kylie. Yep. We all miss her. I get to see her in June at Warrior Wrestling. I'm planning on ordering it if I have the money for it. I'm hoping to do a few contests that get me that for free. Last time I got Stadium Series for free because I did a contest and I won. Great stuff. But yes, we're all gonna end it on We Miss Kylie Ray. Good night, everyone. Remember, like, share, subscribe, retweet, share. You get a comment below. You'll get a reply. You get a heart. You get a like. Make sure you put the notification on for whenever I'm live or whenever I upload something. So that's always fun. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you again next Thursday. Sounds good? Right. Let's go. Laters.